So let me explain why I'm ending Wealth and Prosperity. There's a lot of changes coming to this channel, and a lot of you most likely were not here in the beginning to witness what the channel looked like, the changes I've made, the changes in my Facebook and my Instagram page. I've also stopped uploading on my Twitter for a few reasons. I'm not going to get into it in this video. But there's a lot of change coming. And with change, you usually, out with the old and with the new. And so the Wealth and Prosperity series isn't necessarily ending. I'm starting a new series that's the same thing basically, except I'm going to go on a way broader scale of things to talk about. They kind of tie into the same thing. And I'm going to call it my self-mastery series. If you've seen any of my posts on Facebook or Instagram, if you ever search hashtag self-mastery on Instagram, you can probably find one of my pictures in the top post most of the time. So with Wealth and Prosperity being gone now, I'm going to start my self-mastery series next. And like the last video on Wealth and Prosperity was Know Thyself, we're going to touch up a little bit on that, and I'm going to teach a little bit about Dharma for all of you who are interested. And hopefully you that have watched the Wealth and Prosperity series have somewhat lost a little bit of judgment, because when it comes to becoming the master of ourselves, you learn from other people. And I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about anywhere you learn information that helps you kind of figure things out for yourself, what you need to be doing, how to scale up your business, whatever you want to do. And a lot of us don't ever find the way. A lot of us die in the desert. We never make it to the mountain because we shut off things that people say and people talk about because we think that they don't fit in with our way of thinking. And so with the self-mastery series, while I will be talking a lot about success, a lot about consciousness, things of that matter, I'm going to bring other things into it that maybe if you're this type of person or you belong to this group, you may have been a little weary of looking into different things. But let's look at them in a modern sense, in a scientific, psychological sense. Because while there's all kinds of crazy things you can go over, there's so many things that will apply to your life. And take it as that. Take what you want and discard the rest. But in the self-mastery series, some of the things I'm teaching you might not agree with at first, and you might not agree with them afterwards. But you'll bet your bottom dollar it will at least help someone out there figure something out for themselves. Because when it comes to success and achieving self-mastery in our lives, there's a lot of keys. And if you notice how a key works, each individual key isn't just a slide in and slide out. Well, yes, you do that, but there's jagged edges on the key because there's pins on the inside. So you could stick 5, I think there's 6 pins. You can stick 5 of those pins in. But if you don't stick that final 6th one in there, the key won't turn and you'll never unlock the door. And our lives are like that. And sometimes you'll listen to something that may not even really give you the answer to what you're looking for, but it sparks an idea. It's that final little pin that unlocks the door and opens up everything to you. And you're just filled with all this abundant knowledge of yourself. You just know what you need to do. You start to get what's going on inside of you. And you might understand what you need to do to get you to where you need to go. And so with change, not only am I ending Wealth and Prosperity and starting up Self-Mastery, there's a few other programs I'm going to start up. I'm thinking about starting a program. It's gonna be really long. It's gonna be multiple. It might be multiple videos. I've also thought about getting a GoPro, as I've said. I've been procrastinating with it. My birthday's coming up soon, and my girlfriend has hinted about it because I've asked her for one. And so we're gonna see how that goes. Because there's a lot of things going on, a lot of debt that she's having to pay off right now for herself that I'm trying to help her too. So I'm not trying to be nudgy about my birthday because, gifts aren't really a thing. I never really had many big birthdays as kids would, so I'm okay with it not. But worst case scenario, I'll probably get one by Christmas. Because I'd like to start making videos, I just want to have the best quality I can. Because while I could use the webcam on my MacBook right now, it wouldn't look that good. And a few people have messaged me about me not coming out on camera, and I'd like to touch up on that. One guy was telling me about how, you're hiding everything. Well, there's nothing I'm really hiding. If you're talking about, why I don't come out on camera, the only thing I could be hiding, I guess, is how I look. Which, then you get into, it's like, why do you care what I look like? Because everyone's looking for something to judge. Now, there's good judgment and bad judgment. You might want to know if I'm sexy. You might want to know if I'm ugly as hell. Who knows? I don't even care. But a few people have thought I'm hiding stuff. It's not that I'm necessarily hiding anything, it's just that I want quality things. I want to put out quality video. I want my channel to look professional. Because I also wanted to match the content that I'm pushing out. And in the Why Watch This, my first video, the introduction to this channel, I talked about, you don't know who I am. I have no influence to you whatsoever. You don't know what I've done, and the only thing that I wanted to do then was to push out the content, to give you the content, to give you the material to back up what I'm saying about how you can really change your life. Because when you put it to work, it doesn't matter who I am or what I've done, because I have a lot to brag about, I'm not gonna lie, but none of that matters if my content's shit. Like, does it really matter? So many people are conditioned to the guy talking about success coming out and being like, here's my Lambo, and here's my bookshelf, and here's my big yacht. Now listen to how I got it. But then as soon as somebody wants to come out and not even care about pushing out what their credentials are, who they are, what they've done, egotistical things, and push out content instead, you bash on them. And that's okay, I'm not upset about it, but for anybody else who's wondering, I'm putting this out so that you may understand why. And I also mentioned about getting into the deeper things in my Why Watch This. Now, I'm not talking about no woke type of whatever you want to talk about when people usually say, let's get into the deep and dirty stuff. I wanted to get out basic information that's going to help you understand what I'm talking about in Self-Mastery series. I wanted to get a bunch of that out in the Wealth and Prosperity series. I wanted to talk about consciousness, the subconscious, how to start filtering in the thoughts and how to start conditioning your mind for positive thinking to bring good in and to get good on the external, because the external reality is a reflection of what's going on, just like our body. If you put a bunch of junk in it, what's going to happen? It's going to get fat and organs are going to start failing. It's an in and out system. And so I wanted to push out as much as I could with the lowest amount of videos to have somewhat of a basic understanding of why do we do affirmations? What's the point of it? What's it really doing? What is consciousness like? And I know I haven't touched too much on consciousness, but that's what I'm going to do in the Self-Mastery series. We're going to get on to that. And if you're curious about some cool consciousness stuff, check out Greg Braden. He's got a 3 or 4 hour seminar. I think it's called the Divine Matrix. It's pretty cool. Check it out. I think I have it in one of my playlists. But among with change, I'm also, as I said, I want to make a program that's going to be, it's going to be long. It's going to be at least an hour, or an hour split up 6 different ways into 10 minutes. I'm going to probably put it on some website that you can purchase it from. It's not going to be too expensive. I'm going to try to keep it under $10, so that way everybody can afford it. But I'm going to put out a lot of knowledge that I haven't really put out yet for those people who like to buy things. Because number one, if you give somebody a drink for free and then they go to a store that has a really fancy logo, a lot of credibility, and let's say they were selling the same drink for like $4 or $5, people are more apt to buy something more expensive because in their head they associate high price with high quality. It's why people have caught things such as knockoffs being better than the original. And so when I come out with my programs, it's going to be a price because I'm giving you a great value in return. And just saying that is just open claim. And what I just said is complete, I guess everyone could say horseshit, because you're going to have to watch it to find out. Because if what I'm not putting out doesn't work, it doesn't create change in your life, it's worthless. It's completely worthless, and that's the truth. And so that's what the Wealth and Prosperity series was first put out, to put out as much information as possible for free. And I'm going to also continue to always post for free on YouTube. But there are going to be some programs coming out that are going to cost $1. But I mean, when you start living on your path, finding your life purpose, and you want to do what you want to do, you're not going to want to clock in to a job and then just have a side hobby. I teach people how to turn their hobby into what they do. But the biggest thing is that people don't start in the first place, and that's where they fail. So many people get upset. It's like I said in the Know Thyself. People are addicted to the things that I'm talking about, but they won't put in the work. They're all stuck in their head. They have a fiending for information. And I've been in that place. I was in that place not too long ago, where I just kept wanting more and more information. There's times where I've bought 15 books within 2 months and only touched 3 or 4 of them halfway through, and then the others maybe read the first chapter because I just wanted this overload of information. And then it gets to the point where you're just learning and learning and learning, but you're not doing. And it gives you a dopamine high to do that. It feels good to keep learning and learning new things, but when you experience it, it's so much different. But when you're trying to experience it, you don't feel that same good feeling that you feel whenever you're learning. And so when you start doing and get the ball rolling on what you want to do, your business, when you start strengthening your relationships and creating the best you can possibly do, achieving complete self-mastery, it'll feel so much better than ever learning anything, reading a book, because you're doing. Doing is always better. And so if you watch the Wealth and Prosperity series, put it all to work. It won't work unless you do it. The things that I taught in that series are the same things that got my life for the better. It taught me everything that I needed to do to take control of the wheel, because a lot of us don't feel in control. And so as we get into the self-mastery series, I'm going to delve a little bit deeper, and we're going to go on a bunch of other subjects as well that could help you out. We're going to touch more on the paradigm. I know I've said that before. It's not even really a big topic, but it is essential, and I did not put a paradigm video out in the Wealth and Prosperity series. And so I'll probably do that soon. Now, it's starting to get to the point where I'm trailing on, talking on and on and on and on and on. But I just wanted to put this video out to touch up on why Wealth and Prosperity is ending. It's because I'm starting the self-mastery. Number 2, when I come out with the programs, why I'm charging them for what I'm charging them. Number 3, also why I haven't come out on camera yet. And so these are the 3 things that I get the most questions about, because I've also talked to people that I know about the program, told them it's going to cost money. Of course, they're all like, oh, no, give it to me for free. There's a few people I am going to give it for free, and I'm also going to have a giveaway where I'm going to give it to my viewers. I might do a drawing or something like that. But there's a lot of new things coming to this channel, and I'm really excited about it because I've been getting a lot of communication, a lot of connection with a lot of people on Facebook and Instagram. Well, not as much on Instagram, but my Instagram has grown significantly. Another thing I wanted to touch up on that I just remembered, I've mentioned a little bit about marketing. Why haven't I gone over marketing yet? Number 1, I have not successfully, completely marketed a business to the point of getting such results that I could teach other people how to completely scale up their business. I don't like teaching outside of what I've experienced. But What I am doing with Milk and Honey is marketing it, and as I grow, I will teach you how I did it. I will show you how to get followers, how to get likes, and eventually how to get subscribers if you're curious on how I'm doing it. Now, I've learned from a few people how to do it, but I also have a few ideas that I've not heard yet that I would like to put out, but I'm currently testing those. And so if they work out, y'all are going to get the inside scoop. And so with marketing, if I want to give y'all just what my opinion of the most important thing in social network marketing would be connecting with people. That sounds so cliche, but when you connect one-on-one with somebody, when you're talking with somebody, you have more of a chance of them being more up to viewing your things, checking out your website, and also sharing what you do because they feel the involvement. You have to be out there. You can't just bullshit. You can't just spam. I know that I talked about the whole 1,000 friends thing, but that was an example of how easy it is to really get your stuff out there. And a lot of those people, it took a ton of time messaging between some people who didn't really know how to speak English also. But it's also how I've gotten I think I'm almost to 700 Instagram followers within, I think I've had it up for a month. And I'm already to 700 followers, which is pretty good, seeing as how my personal Instagram, I don't even think ever hit 300, 400 or something within like years. Either way, I did have a question about that, about why I haven't talked about marketing, and that's why. It's because I want to first successfully do it with Milk and Honey before I ever teach anybody anything. I don't want to rely on bad information and stale information and tactics that just don't work. And a lot of people do that. You'll see a lot of people say, here's how to get 1 million subscribers, and they've only got 200,000. And you're like, what? Why am I even listening to this guy? I don't believe in teaching outside of the experienced reality that you experience. So I hope that this helped touch up on some things that anybody's wondered. Can't wait to get the self-mastery series started. Can't wait to get the camera. Can't wait to start connecting with all of you. If you have any ideas, if you have any questions, if you want to learn something, if you have a question about something that you want to learn, just hit me up in the comments. Let me know. You can hit me up in Messenger on Facebook. You can do whatever you want to do. I try to read all of my emails. I try to read all of my messages. Now, I don't have many subscribers, so I don't get a lot from YouTube, but Facebook, however, I do get anywhere from 5 to 70 a day. Especially when that comes from people who just like the page, and a lot of people don't even want to talk. They just tell me how much they love the Facebook page. Either way, I'm trailing on. Next time I come back, we're going to get into self-mastery. First lesson's going to be on Dharma. I can't wait to see y'all there. If you like this video, give me a subscribe, share it, like it, do whatever you want. But make sure you're sexy if you're going to subscribe. Also, click here to watch something awesome. And if you want to see my last video, just click right here. You guys have a great day. I will for you all to prosper. And take care.